right, welcome to Stay Golden. This is the 12th and final episode of Season 1. I'm James Preston, the president here at Lemoore College. We are live at the Hope Podcast Studios. And I'm really excited today to do a program spotlight on our DSPS program. DSPS stands for Disabled Students, Programs, and Services. So to my left, I have Jennifer Twist Green, who is our DSPS counselor and LD specialist. So Jen, welcome.
Thank you.
To my left, I have Theresa Steel, who is a DSPS student extraordinaire and just came off a year as our ASG president at Lemoore College. So Theresa, welcome.
Thank you.
It's good to see you. And to my right, I have the one and only Mr. Naranja, Leo Orange. Yes, and so excited to have you here, DSPS program assistant / learning assistant.
Awesome.
Does that sound about right, Leo?
That is correct.
That is correct. In our Stay Golden podcast, our opening round or our takeoff flight, what I'd like to call it, is really like your Golden Eagle connection. We want to find out how you got connected with Lemoore College when you first became a Golden Eagle, either as a student or as a team member. So Jen, when did you first become a Golden Eagle?
So I first started with Lemoore College in 2020. So during the pandemic, I had a Zoom interview. So that was fun. Prior to that, I was already with the district at Kalinga College since 2013 as an adjunct DSPS counselor. So was really happy to make the move over here.
Awesome. Birds of a feather. Yes, unite. Yes. So that's very good. That's very good. And Theresa, how about you? How'd you end up at Lemoore College?
Well, actually, it was my daughter had got me into the GED program, and I ran into Mr. Leo over here, and he talked me into getting into the program, that it would help me learn a lot of the things that I needed to do easier. And it was Leo.
That's awesome. That is awesome. I didn't know that till today, when we had our little pre-meeting and you shared that. So really cool. So when did you start with the GED?
2015 was the original time that I first got here. He had my file, a paperback, on top of his filing cabinet.
Okay.
When they were putting everything to digital, mine was the very last one that he put in.
Okay.
From when we were looking at it, so it was kind of funny. It's a little joke between us now.
I love it. I love it. And then Leo, Mr. Golden Eagle, you've been around for a minute.
Yes.
Yeah. So when did you start at Lemoore College, or back then it was West Hills College Lemoore?
Oh yes. I go way back. I had actually moved here 2-3 months earlier from San Francisco, and I was given the opportunity to do a bookkeeping certificate here, and by JTO, and they told me I'd have to go to the old campus to sign up for classes.
On the other side of the freeway?
Yes.
The portables?
Yes. And funny story is, I was learning my way around. I asked the bus driver to let me know when we were at West Hills College. And we pulled up, me being from San Francisco. She said, West Hills College. I said, where? And I was here on day one in January of 2002 on opening day.
I love it. Yeah. So yeah, we go way back. I had Leo in an English class, way back in the day, and he's a poet and didn't even know it, and continues to share his rhythmical and rhyming and literary skills with us to this day. And you've graduated a number of times from us also along the way.
Yes, a total of 7.
7 times, yes. 7-time graduate. So I love it. Good. Well, we're here today to talk about student support programs. We have a number of them on our campus, and we're very intentional about that language. Prior to this year, oftentimes in the state of California, within our community college system, you hear educators call them categorical, right? And so we say, you have a categorical program at the college. Well, for our students, that I don't know that translates. What does it mean to be put into a categorical program? And so under the leadership of our amazing Dean of Student Support Programs, Maria De La Luz Gonzalez, she did a name. We rebranded to Lemoore College, but we also rebranded our categorical programs to Student Support Programs. So it explains what we do and what these programs do, rather than the fact that they're just categories. And we have a number. We have our Next Up program for foster youth. We have EOPS. We have CARE. We have CalWorks. We have some programs that are for veterans. We have a number of different programs, but today we're here to talk about our DSPS program. So Jen, let's start with you. Talk to us just in general, before you talk about your role as a counselor, talk to us about the DSPS program at Lemoore College.
So DSPS, what we're here to do is to ensure that we're providing equal access to all students with disabilities, to all educational opportunities here at Lemoore College. That is our main goal. Just from the top, that's what we strive to do. As a counselor, on a day-to-day basis, we do, there's 3 of us, DSPS counselors. We provide counseling advising, which could look like educational plans, anything to do with general counseling. And then what we do is we take that a step further, and we get to know our students really well, because we have some pretty serious conversations about a student's disability, how that affects them in the classroom. And we talk about what accommodations are going to work best for them to make sure that they're as successful as they can be toward their educational goal. So we work with them to find out what accommodations, which could look like extra time on exams, note-taking services. We also are advocates, and we're a DSPS liaison to instructors. So if there's any issues students might be having in the classroom, we work with instructors to make sure that our students are being accommodated.
That's awesome, good. And I know on our last episode, we were talking about summer programs. I know you help lead the ALPS program too,
Yes,
which is to
we
get
do
our
ALPS.
students ready, our students with disabilities ready for college life. And I've had the opportunity to sit in on a couple of sessions and just walk through, but just some great work in terms of teaching students technology tools,
Yes.
teaching them how to advocate for themselves, and the communication piece. So
Yes,
really,
just
really
preparing
cool.
them.
Yeah, it's good. So Leo, how would you define, if we were thinking about the DSPS program, and a student was asked, what's the culture like in the DSPS program? What approach do they take? How would you answer that question when you think about DSPS?
How I would think about it is when I was a student to begin with. Just as a student here at West Hills, I was in our DSPS program, and being able to get those services to assist me after being out of school for a number of years. I would say that the culture is we're a good team of people to network with. I find that being a part of the culture, when students first come in, mainly those out of high school, a lot of times we've gone out to the high school and we've gotten to meet these students. So as they come into college for the first time, they have some familiar faces,
Yeah.
which kind of helps them along the way.
Good.
And knowing that they have some go-to people
Right.
when they're for sure. So I think we have a good culture, good start for students that are in our program to come and say, hey, how about this, or where do I go for this, or get this information. And so I that's where I would go with it.
Yeah, I agree. Very approachable, advocates, always there for whatever they need. And I love you talked about kind of that transition, because it's very different. I think for all students, that transition from high school to college is a huge one, right? No matter what. I mean, all of us, you go from a day where like you're driven by bells, like a bell schedule where you have to be in certain classes and in between, and then you come to college and it's kind of like, oh, I have classes 4 or 5 days a week, and
A lot more freedom.
a lot more freedom. It's online, and I don't have to, all this kind of stuff. And so that's already a challenge, especially for first generation college going students. And then, on top of that, the support they get at a high school and the communication is very different than, potentially at the college level. So yeah, it's good to hear that. Super accommodating and supportive. Theresa Steel. So first of all, I just, I want to give you a shout out because you just did like public speaking in front of about 2,500 people in our arena during our commencement ceremony. So great job with that.
Thank you.
You had your Madam President moment where you turned back and took a photo with everybody and got them all excited. But you were unbelievable, and it just takes so much courage to get up in front of a group, and you killed it.
Yeah,
So I just want to congratulate you on that. And you've been with us for a little while now. Like you said, started out with GED,
3
but
years.
share with us your story about how you got connected to the DSPS program, and then really what does that support look like for you and for our other students from a student perspective?
Okay, well, for me, as an older generation, it's not the same as from high school,
Yeah.
so it's a lot more different.
Yep.
Without the DSPS, I was pretty much lost, because what they did is they just took me in and they said, okay, this is what you have, this is what this is what we can do for you, this is our program. They helped me with my classes, they helped me with my transportation, and note taking and things like that. That's what DSPS has done for me. But for the way I got into it was because of I was doing the GED program, and then I was doing the regular college class courses at the same time,
Right.
I was kind of struggling. And so Jennifer's became my counselor from pretty much day one, and we've had some really serious talks because I mean there was times from me being an older person, it was difficult
Yeah.
to navigate around a lot of things.
Right.
So once I was able to navigate and learn some of the things between Leo and Jennifer, they gave me the opportunity to strive and accomplish not only just my GED, but I've gotten 2 AAs so far with Lemoore. So and I really commend the DSPS program, because if it wasn't for them, I probably would have walked out
Yeah.
many times.
Wow.
Because they've actually out of class having an issue with a teacher or something, and I'll go up to Jennifer and she'd be like, "Oh, we'll take care of that," and I'm like,
Advocate.
"Yeah." So she advocates, and then it was very, very more confidence with my schooling with the 2 of these with the DSPS program behind me.
Yeah, yeah, it's good. Oftentimes, as we talk all the time as Golden Eagles about like the nest, right? Like a nest is a place where you get that support and encouragement and nurturing, and then you can, like you have, be able to go and fly, and you've really, really done that. So sometimes, often, I think we throw around terms about certain accommodations, like we talk about extended time, for assignments or those kind of things. So you mentioned note taking, for example. So what does that accommodation look like?
Well, first note taking, what it is another student would come in and take notes for us, and then they would send them to DSPS, and then DSPS would send them to us. It wouldn't be for us to know who the student's taking the notes for us. So basically, what it would be what's going on in the classroom. So
Right.
because if we didn't understand something,
Right.
we can look at the notes and go from there. Because some students are dyslexic, some students are slower, and with myself, it takes me a few minutes to catch on to certain things.
Yeah.
So it was nice to have that backup. And then they also had the recordable program, one to where it's a pen.
Smart pen.
A smart pen. And what it did is it recorded conversations, and if you needed to go back, you just pushed the little button and it went back to that conversation.
Yeah.
So it helped a lot with my with a lot of homework. With a lot of homework.
No, it's good. It helps with processing time, like
Yeah.
you said, filling in the gaps, being able to go back, have more time with the material.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the testing was also a little bit longer for me, so that would give me time to read the questions, so I
Yeah.
wasn't lost.
Yeah.
And then they do provide transportation because I can't walk very far.
Yeah.
So they provide me transportation to and from my classrooms.
Yeah.
Which is really awesome.
Yeah. No, those are all great examples of the types of services. And again, but unless you walk in the door, right, and know that you have accommodations or ask to be tested for accommodations, you don't necessarily have access to them. And so it's really important for students to advocate for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are good examples. So this is whoever wants to take this one first, and we're doing great with time. So the question is, what message do you have for our Golden Eagle community? And so when I talk about our Golden Eagle community, that's everyone from our administrators to our faculty to our classified professionals to your fellow students, community members. What message do you have for our community about how to best support our students with disabilities? What's the best way? What are the things that we can do to support our students? And also, what are some of the things that we shouldn't be doing? Like we think we're trying to be helpful, and then really, in actuality, we're not. So how do we best support our DSPS students at Lemoore College? Who wants to take a crack at that one first? You guys want to rock, paper, scissors for it?
I can
Okay,
go.
Jen.
So I think the main thing, to make sure you're not doing something, you're trying to be helpful, but maybe it's not so helpful, the first thing you need to do is always ask.
Yeah.
Be proactive in that. Ask if somebody needs help. If they do, they will say yes. If they don't, they will say no. The students are, very self-aware, so they know what they can and can't do and what they need help with. So it's just being proactive and asking.
I love that. So just taking the time to ask the question. Yeah.
Yes.
Teresa?
And sometimes a person's too embarrassed. So, like, when you sit down with your counselor and they have a conversation, they get it out of you one way or another without
Right.
you even realizing it. And they're like, "Oh,
Right.
wait a minute, I do need that."
Right.
So that's one of the things. But as far as the administrative, just be more attentive to the student. Be more for the student, and I understand that teachers have a classroom to take care of,
Right.
but also there are students in there that sometimes they just need that little extra encouragement.
Right.
If they can give that student that little bit of knowledge or that little bit of time,
Right.
the student's not going to feel defeated.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I think that should go to all faculty, so
Yeah.
that they just give them that little,
Being a little flexible,
Yeah.
having empathy.
yeah, definitely
Yeah.
having empathy on certain situations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Challenging sometimes, right? If you're in an hour and 50-minute class and you've got 40, 45, 50 students. But I think that, one of the techniques there is to establish, first ask, right? And ask what accommodations, and then build that relationship, and then make yourself available. And this goes for everybody, not just our faculty, but making yourself available outside of that moment in time.
Yeah.
Right? Because there's other students in the class, you're trying to get to everybody. But I think approachable and available afterwards or before and during class too, to be able
Just
to
have
talk.
that communication with the
Communication
teacher.
is key.
If you have to spend 5 minutes after class talking to teachers saying, hey, look, you know what,
Yeah.
I needed a little help with this, I didn't understand that. 99.99% of these the faculty will help you.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's other ones that might just be rushing out to another class, which is
Right.
totally understandable. It's
Right.
not on them.
Right.
But if you email them, tell them your concerns,
Yeah.
they will email you back. You
Yeah.
just got to be upfront with your teacher and explain to them what's going on.
I love that. And I feel like that's a skill that you teach during ALPS and with your
Absolutely.
students regularly, right? To be able to advocate for themselves
Yes,
and just be
communicate.
direct with communication. So good. Leo, what about you? A message for our Golden Eagle community about how to best support our students with disabilities?
Let them know that the services are there. We do have sometimes students who don't know about these services to them. I've had students, explain to me that they have a hard time understanding a particular subject or reading.
Right.
And I'll let them know about the services that are available through DSPS.
Right.
And then on top of that, a lot of times I'll share with them my story. Not everyone is willing to share their story, that they're a part of the program.
Right.
But because I'm an older student, I'm open with it. And then the kicker for a lot of students is when I tell them that I've graduated 5 or 6 times.
7.
A total, right. And then have gone on to do a bachelor's degree,
Yeah.
completed that, and
Yeah.
have started a master's.
Yeah.
And still wanting to finish that. I have 8 classes left.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, have been a single parent
Yeah.
while doing it. So sometimes, a lot of times when students hear your story, and I'm
Absolutely.
one that, wow, if I can do it, trust me, anybody can do it.
Oh man, I love
so
that.
That's the
I
way
love
I
that. That's
see it.
so good. Yeah, the importance of lived experience, and then being and I love that you're being transparent with that and authentic with that, and I think that resonates. I know you do the same.
Yeah,
I've
absolutely.
seen you work with our other students on campus, and that just opens a lot of doors and gives people the confidence that they can do it too. So thank you both for that. It's awesome. Awesome. All right, we're bringing this thing in for a landing right now. This is called the closing flight round. So 2030, we're thinking about like the future, 5 years from now. So what's your 2030 vision, either for yourself personally or for the DSPS program? Jen, you want to kick that one
Yeah,
off?
so for the program, we've already grown so much, and I think that's because with every new generation of student, the word disability gets destigmatized.
Yeah.
And I think that's amazing because
Yeah.
our services are there to help students. We don't want them to be embarrassed about it and not come in because of it. So we're getting more and more students, which is amazing. But in 2030, just hoping we grow. The technology is growing really quickly. So just staying on top of that and making sure we're providing all the technology and the services we can for DSPS so that we're, advocating for our students, helping them be successful.
That's awesome. Theresa Steel,
Yes, sir.
5 years from now.
I
Write the
plan-
script. Write
I
the script. What are you
plan on-
doing?
I will be going and getting my master's, criminal justice
Yeah.
and business administration. I'm going to dual it again this year.
Okay.
Coming up, I have 7 classes here left to get my last AA.
Okay.
So that'd be a total of 3, and then I'm still going to be working on my master's.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be doing that, but within the next, hopefully, I'm shooting to work here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my.
Call it out.
We've talked about it multiple times. My goal is to work here, advocate for the students, work with the students, whether it be outreach, whether it be DSPS, who knows? But my goal is to work here, if at all possible, with Lemoore College, because they've
love
given so much to me that I want to give back to them.
That's awesome. That's
So
awesome.
That's
Very cool.
that's my goal.
And you're talking about, so we're starting a few bachelor's programs from Fresno State at Lemoore College. So you're talking
Yes.
about in fall of 26,
Yes.
criminology.
Yes.
Yes.
That's the other classes that I'm gonna be taking for my
Yeah.
bachelor's.
I
Yes.
love it. I love it. Good. Lee Orange, write the script. 2030. What are you doing in the world?
Wow, 2030. Wow. That's going to be an awesome time for me. At that time, I will be preparing to pass the baton on to the next generation of staff and students here at West Hills, but not completely. Getting out of it. I'll be at my retirement age
Come
of
on, young man.
65.
Yes.
You know,
You know, 65 is like the new 40.
Right.
is what
I
they say.
agree with
Yes,
that.
yes.
You know, and so I'm looking at to doing more things in the community.
Yeah.
I'll be working with the Chamber of Commerce here in Lemoore. I recently purchased a home here in Lemoore. I decided that I was only going to be here for a short period until my kids grew up, and I was going to move back to San Francisco.
Yeah.
And my family convinced me in the Bay Area that, Leo, that's home to you there.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
whenever
I
we
love
come
it.
down, people know you. So I'll be stepping back and taking a role of doing more things in the community.
Yeah.
But also keeping people involved and knowing about Lemoore College.
That's what I was going to say. I kind of feel like, like oftentimes people joke around. They say when they retire, they're going to be like Walmart greeters and just volunteer their time. Like I don't know why that always comes up, but people use that as like an example. I feel like you're going to be, I think you are already like the Lemoore College Golden Eagle ambassador, like for the community, like just walking around, like sharing the news and sharing the updates and encouraging them to get their education.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's an interesting thing that I run into students from previous students
Yeah.
from back in the early days.
Yeah.
And a few times we've stepped back and said, well, Lemoore College now, but as for us, it's always going to be West Hills College, Lemoore.
That's
you
right.
know,
That's right.
knowing the old days.
The old days, the old days. Yeah, good. Well, exciting times ahead and exciting history behind. And yeah, I'm just excited for and proud of all you guys. So thank you. I'm gonna go high five right there.
All right.
I'm gonna high five. We're gonna reach across the desk with the fist bump. So that is a wrap, not a RAP, but a WRAP. But you know I could. Right?
it.
You know I could.
Do
but
it.
I'm not going to today. No.
Come on, you got it.
No, not today, not today. So that's a wrap, not only for this episode, but for season 1 of Stay Golden. And so I want to shout out our men behind the camera today. We got Devin Cardenas, we got Alexis Andrade. You can check them out on the Lemoore College YouTube with the Golden Eagle News, for students, by students. They got the first 2 episodes out. But today they're behind the camera. I want to give a shout out to Antonio Tony, who's our marketing assistant, Amber Myrick, our marketing director, who's helped us fulfill the vision of the Hope Podcast Studio. And until next season, I would just say to you, stay strong and stay golden.